If you buy one new thing this year, make it a $10 screwdriver. There, I just saved you a few hundred. You think I'm joking? Here's the hook. Last winter, my neighbor's boiler died on a Friday night. The kind of cold that makes your teeth ache. A tech couldn't come until Monday. She was packing for a hotel with her kids when I asked to peek at the unit. One panel, 2 screws, a reset button the size of a thumbnail. Tap, tap, hold. The heat snapped back like a rubber band. Cost? 0. Time? 90 seconds. And yes, she canceled the hotel. I'm not here to tell you to become your own electrician. I'm here to pass along a way of thinking I learned from parents who fixed radios with paper clips and from my own stumbles with cracked faucets, noisy fridges, and wobbly chairs. It's a mindset that saves money, builds confidence, and, surprisingly, brings families closer. Learn the small fixes, know when to call the pros, and teach one another as you go.
Let me start with a confession. I love new things. I love the smell of a fresh book and the click of a brand new laptop. But I also remember when new wasn't always better, just more expensive. We kept things running because we had to. And that habit turned into a muscle that still serves me today. Tonight, I want to hand that muscle to you.
The Saturday I nearly bought a new fridge. A few years ago, my refrigerator sounded like a lawnmower in a tin shed. I was convinced the motor was dying. I put on my coat, grabbed the car keys, and started searching for sales. My daughter, your age, said, "Can we just check online first? Maybe it's a simple thing." We did. 10-minute read. Then I pulled the fridge away from the wall. I'm a little embarrassed to tell you what we found. Dust. The kind that forms a felt blanket over the coils. A vacuum, a brush, and 15 minutes later, the noise was gone. My daughter laughed and filmed me like I was an internet genius, but the truth is, my mother would have done that without a second thought. Here's the first lesson. Before you replace, clean, reset, reseat, and reconnect. 4 words. Say them out loud. Clean the filters and coils, reset the device or trip switch, reseat the battery or the plug, reconnect the app, the Wi-Fi, the Bluetooth, the hose, whatever the thing uses to talk to the world. Half of modern breaks are either tired pieces or lost connections. I've seen this on everything from a dishwasher, clogged filter, to a streaming stick, loose HDMI, to a vacuum that lost suction, sock in the hose. Don't ask.
The lamp with the cut cord. When I was 22, I rented a room above an old deli. The landlord left a box of broken lamps. One of them had a cord sliced clean through. I could have thrown it out. Instead, I learned to strip a wire with a pocket knife and twist on a wire connector, those little orange caps you see at the hardware store. I still have that lamp. Every time I switch it on, I remember how 15 minutes taught me something I've used for 40 years. The courage to try. That's the second lesson. Do the tiny repair today. The big repair can wait. You don't have to fix the whole house. You just have to fix something small. One squeaky hinge, one loose screw, one dripping faucet. You'd be amazed how solving one small problem changes how you walk through your own home. It turns dread into curiosity. When you take on a small fix, treat it like a cooking recipe. Read all the way through first. Lay out your ingredients. Take a photo before you remove anything. And if you hit a step that feels beyond you, stop. There's zero shame in calling a professional. The point isn't to be a hero. It's to be a good steward of your space.
A simple decision tree. Fix or replace. I promised you a mindset, not just stories. So here's a quick decision tree I've used for decades. Is it a safety issue? Smell of gas, sparking wires, ladder work on a steep roof, a heavy appliance you can't move safely? call a pro. No negotiation. Is the fix cheaper than 50% of replacement? If a repair estimate is less than half the cost of a new item, lean toward repairing, especially if the device is known to last when repaired. Washers, quality speakers, solid wood furniture. How old is it relative to average lifespan? A fridge can last 12 to 15 years. A laptop, 4 to 6. If you're at the end, a repair might just be a Band-Aid. If you're midlife, repair usually pays.
Is the problem common and well documented? Type model plus problem and see if the internet lights up with simple fixes. If dozens of people solved it with cleaning, a $12 part, or a reset code, try that first. What's the time cost and your stress budget? If your week is on fire and your washing machine is full of uniforms for tomorrow, replacement might be worth the sanity. Stewardship includes caring for yourself. This little tree has saved me from throwing money at panic more times than I can count. The one-day toolkit. Yes, under $50 if you shop used. If you remember nothing else from this episode, remember this. A tiny set of tools turns a chaotic home into a friendly puzzle. Here's what you can assemble in one afternoon. Screwdriver set. Flat and Phillips, ideally a multi-bit. Adjustable wrench. Pliers. Needle nose. Utility knife with extra blades. Tape. Electrical and duct. Allen keys. Most flat-pack furniture needs these. Stud finder, or learn the knuckle tap trick. Small level. Measuring tape. Zip ties and twist ties. Super glue and wood glue. Spare batteries. AA and AAA. A $10 outlet tester, worth its weight in gold.
Put them in a clear box, label it. Agree with your housemates or partner, tools go back in the box. That one rule has saved me hours of hunting. Add 2 little bonuses if you can. A headlamp, both hands-free, you'll thank me, and a magnet tray for screws. The magnet tray keeps your tiny metal bits from rolling off into the 8th dimension. Shopping secondhand without getting burned. I love secondhand, not just for the price, the stories. A wooden table with knife marks and coffee rings has lived a life. Here's how to buy smart. For furniture, sit on it, shake it, turn it upside down. Solid wood beats veneer. Check joints. Look for screws or dowels rather than staples. Sniff for mold. For electronics, ask to plug it in. Bring that outlet tester. Check ports for wobble. If it has a battery, ask about charge cycles. Phones and laptops, show them in settings. For appliances, look up the model number for common failures and available parts. If the previous owner kept the manual, chances are they took care of the machine. And bargain kindly. A good rule, ask, is there any wiggle room? You're buying an object and building a community. Kindness travels.
The night the heater quit again. A storm knocked out power, and the heater wouldn't restart. The house cooled fast. I did what we all do, felt a wobble of panic, then muscle memory. Clean, reset, reseat, reconnect. I checked the breaker. Fine. The thermostat? Battery's dead. 2 new AAs later, the heat jumped to life like it had been waiting for permission. This is the quiet miracle of small fixes. They unclench your shoulders. They remind you that the world isn't always conspiring against you. Sometimes it's just a battery.
Teaching and learning across generations. Here's my favorite part. Repairs are intergenerational glue. The day we cleaned those fridge coils, my daughter wasn't just helping me, she was learning how to run a home. And on another day, she taught me how to update a router's firmware. We traded wisdom like recipes. If you've got elders in your life, invite them to teach one fix they know by heart. Ask about the first appliance they ever repaired, the worst disaster, the trick they learned from a neighbor. Record it on your phone. You'll build a library of family engineering, practical folklore you can pass to your kids. And if you're the younger generation, don't just watch, document. Make a little checklist or a 2-minute video. How grandma stops a leaky sink. Put it where the family can find it. These tiny archives save money and, more importantly, preserve your people. The 5-minute diagnosis habit. I suggest a house rule. When something stops working, spend 5 minutes diagnosing before spending money. Set a timer. Ask, is there power? Outlet? Switch? Battery? Is there flow? Air filters? Vents? Drains? Hoses? Is there alignment? Door latches? Sensors? Safety switches? Is there connection? Cables? Wi-Fi? Paired devices? Is there an obvious wear part? Belts? Bulbs? Gaskets? If the answer appears in 5 minutes, you win. If not, you still learn something useful for the repair person. And pros love customers who tried the basics because you won't pay them $120 to flip a power strip. When to call the professional without hesitation. Let me be crystal clear. Some jobs are not for DIY. If there's gas, live wiring, structural work, roofing at height, complex plumbing inside walls, or anything that makes your gut feel truly uneasy, call a licensed pro. Get 2 quotes. Ask what you can do to reduce the bill. Example, move furniture, open access panels, buy the part yourself if they approve. Good pros respect homeowners who prepare. A word about warranties. Check them. Sometimes the machine still has coverage you didn't realize, especially on parts. Don't void it by opening something you shouldn't. Your 5-minute diagnosis can include read the warranty. The 1-day home tune-up. Do this next Saturday. Here's a mini routine you can run in a single day. Put on music. Make it a game. Invite a friend. You'll be shocked how new your home feels. Kitchen. Clean refrigerator coils and door gaskets. Run an empty dishwasher with cleaner or a cup of vinegar on the top rack. Sharpen 2 knives. Carefully. A sharp knife is a safer knife. Laundry. Clear the dryer lint trap and the external vent. Lint is a fire risk. Check washing machine hoses for bulges or cracks. Bathroom. Replace any tired shower curtain liners and clean the fan cover. Reseat a wobbly toilet seat. It's 2 bolts. 10 minutes of your life back. Living room. Tighten loose furniture screws. Add felt pads under chair legs. Bundle cables with zip ties so you never yank a plug again. Doors and windows. Lubricate hinges. Silence is a gift. Check weather stripping. A $10 roll lowers your energy bill. Safety sweep. Test smoke/CO alarms. Replace batteries. Check fire extinguisher gauge. Make sure it's accessible. When you're done, write the date on a sticky note and put it on the inside of a cabinet. Next time will be even faster. What we lose when we replace too fast. Replacing isn't evil. Sometimes it's the smartest choice. But when replacement becomes reflex, we lose 3 quiet treasures. First, we lose craft, that sense of being able to care for our own space. The world shrinks when you learn to fix it. A home stops feeling like a hotel and more like an instrument you can tune. Second, we lose story. Objects carry memories. The table you rescued, the chair you re-glued, the lamp with the mended cord, they become part of your family's mythology. And when you pass them on, you pass on a lesson. Things, like people, are worth the effort. Third, we lose connection. Repairs create conversations. Neighbors lend a tool, friends trade tips, grandparents share tricks. A community that can fix is a community that can endure. what we gain when we fix what we can. You might think the gain is just money, and yes, you'll keep more of it. But the real reward is confidence. When the heater stutters at 10 p.m., you'll try to thermostat batteries before despair. When a chair wobbles, you'll flip it over and look for a loose brace. You'll go from, "Why is this happening to me?" to, "What is this trying to tell me?" And something lovely happens when you ask that second question. You stop fighting your home and start partnering with it. The place where you live begins to feel teachable. And so do you.
A few tiny lessons I can hand you right now. Label your breakers. It takes 10 minutes and ends 2 decades of guessing. Keep manuals in a folder or scan them. When a code flashes, you'll have the book. Buy quality fasteners. A good screw doesn't strip and doesn't back out. Use painter's tape to mark drill holes. You'll hang pictures straight the first time. Keep a parts jar. Extra shelf pins, screws, and rubber feet. Future you will applaud. And my favorite, when something breaks, don't mutter. Narrate. Say out loud what you're doing. "Okay, I'm checking power. Now the filter." It keeps you calm, helps whoever's with you learn, and makes the moment strangely fun.
The last story, the sewing machine. My mother's sewing machine stopped feeding the fabric forward. She was ready to abandon it. I watched her shoulders droop. This machine had made school clothes, prom dresses, a wedding hymn. I pulled the instruction book, the same one with her grease fingerprints from years ago. One diagram. A toothy metal piece called the feed dog was clogged with lint. A brush, a short cough of dust, and it sprang back to life. She pressed the pedal, and we both laughed, half relief, half joy. She didn't just get her machine back, she got back a piece of herself. That's what small fixes can do.
So here's my invitation, across generations. This week, pick one tiny thing. Tighten a hinge, replace a door bumper, vacuum a vent. If it goes well, teach someone else. If it doesn't, tell the story anyway. We've all stripped a screw or put a shelf in upside down. Trust me, that's part of the fun. And if you buy one new thing this year, make it a $10 screwdriver. Because the most valuable purchase isn't the tool, it's the habit you'll build every time you use it. If this episode helped you breathe easier about your home, pass it to a friend who's staring at a blinking appliance right now. And if you've got a fix-it tip from your family, especially the kind of trick you won't find in a manual, send it in. I'll share it in a future episode so we can all learn together. Until next time, clean, reset, reseat, reconnect. And remember, new isn't always better. Cared for usually is.